Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Butterfly Effect podcast. Today we are talking about the future of the Life is Strange franchise. Now, those of you that have played Life is Strange Double Exposure and watched the credits will have seen at the very end it say Max Caulfield will return. So mate, let's not hang about. I'm going to throw it straight over to you. Should Max Caulfield return in the next Life is Strange game?
No, she shouldn't. But thank you very much, guys. If you want to like and subscribe, I've got to answer seriously. So for real, it's such a tough one to answer, right? Because they've told us she's going to return, and they're clearly setting up a second game, right? So she has to. Like, if she didn't return, then it would be pretty silly at this point. But it's tough for me because I don't think I was always in the camp that Double Exposure shouldn't have been a game in the first place. I feel like Life is Strange 1 ended beautifully and it didn't need revisiting. It should have just been left to its own devices. I always felt Double Exposure a little bit of a cash grab. And now we've got Double Exposure, which was an okay experience, but, you know, I'm not going to lie, maybe one I could have lived without. I'll take it, but I wasn't blown away by it. And now we've got this weird thing where it's like Max will return. So should she return? Yes. Am I happy about it? Maybe not particularly. How about yourself?
Yeah. Again, I'm going to rewind because I completely share your viewpoint on like the game itself. Like, should it have been a game? What I would say is that I feel like it's a little bit hit and miss in terms of what they did with Max, but I think in terms of how they evolved her from Life is Strange 1, it was mostly a hit. It's mostly thumbs up. There are a few things where I sort of like, would Max do that? Or that seems like a little bit out of character for me. But on the whole, it was done very well. I think for me, it's one of them though where because I was not too keen on the game in the first place, when I first heard about it, I feel like I've said with movie sequels and things, that you should just leave the original, park the sequel and move on. And to be honest, as I was playing the game, this is what I thought that they were going to do. Because as soon as you saw that twist in episode 3 that Safi could shapeshift, I thought, I get what they're doing now. I get what they're doing because they're going to keep Safi alive. Is going to be a transition game. We're going to park Max's story there and now going to lead into the next game, and we're going to be able to shapeshift. So we're not going to be playing with time anymore. We're going to be exploring a story with Safi. She's left her mum because of what her mum did. She's going to take her own journey and we're going to shapeshift and get some stories on that front. And I thought, I'm all for that. I think that's a really good direction. Then the end of the game happens and she weirdly takes this sort of villainous arc, and there's a choice that I don't quite really understand, like why that was put to us, given sort of the context building up to it, but I think that's perhaps something for another video. And then they sort of like completely reneged on it, and I was like, I feel like if you took that choice out, and you had, Max talking to everyone saying, I'm going to stay here and I'm going to, do right. And I was thinking, that's good. You're parking Max's story. We've had this journey with her from 1 to, a little bit of Before the Storm, and this one, a little trilogy, kind of, if you count the DLC with Before the Storm. And you can park it there. Now they're sort of kicking the can down the road, and I don't think it's the wise decision. So if it were for me, I would have completely removed that accept versus reject choice at the end with Safi, and I'd have had Safi be the lead character in the next game, and you can go and shapeshift and whatnot.
Yeah, it's a very feasible sort of school of thought to have. And yeah, when episode 5 came about, because we have to look, it says Max will return, and we have to kind of, like you've done, look at where episode 5 left us. And at one point during my playthrough, I thought they were going to go for maybe a trope of what happened in the first game, where you've got your friend which dies in one timeline, maybe she is meant to die in the other timeline, and it's a case of letting the universe do its thing or going against that as the final choice. I thought maybe they were going to recycle that. And as much as like I'm not for recycling storylines, I weirdly think that probably could have been better than the game we got. Because if we look at what happened at the end, you've got Safi, who becomes Daenerys Targaryen, goes evil and sort of says, we've got superpowers, we can kind of rule the world, gives that whole spiel, and kind of butts heads with Max a little bit. And Max is like, nah, powers, like, I've used it before, only bad things happen, I want to park my power aside. And then it almost kind of like left me with the impression that this next game, it's almost going to probably be a Max versus Safi, almost Marvel-like Avengers game with powers. And if that is where they're going, because that is the taste I got when the game finished, I'm not going to like that. To me, Life is Strange is about sort of, you know, a really unsuspecting person getting that power, using it, trying to sail through their life, trying to get through college. You've got all the kind of like the drama and the stories around you, the little kind of mystery undertones going on. And it's kind of just a chill game with acoustic music. It almost just looks like Deck 9 are just going in this like complete cash grab, what storylines are going to kind of like, you know, look appealing. And I don't know if they've got like a real set direction for this, but I don't know, it just looks like it's trying to become a superhero game now. And and it's sad to me, mate, because you know how much I love Life is Strange 1, and I feel like I'm watching this product that I love, like, absolutely get butchered before my eyes. And yeah, I can't lie, mate, I'm really concerned about where Life is Strange is going to go next.
And just as a little side point as well, even you have like the post-credit scene where it's implied that Diamond now has a power, and it's sort of, is it me or is it just low-key diminish the fact, you know, suddenly everyone's starting to have powers? But yeah, you do get that impression that actually it's going to go in that sort of superhero direction. They've set up sort of the villain, haven't they, in Safi, and like I say, I really would have just parked it with Max, kept Safi a good character, and then gone off in that direction with her. But that's my take anyway. But yeah, have you got any more points, lad?
Just that, like, if they are going down that cash grab, you know, whatever storylines look the most appealing, they might as well bring William back with brain damage, mate, again. But no, otherwise, yeah, no, it is deeply concerning. And guys in the comments, let us know if you're looking forward to it, because me and Jack clearly have quite pessimistic views about it. Maybe we're wrong. I'm kind of intrigued to know if, like, there are people out there that are really buzzing for this next game, and if that credit scene left them with excitement, because for me it just left me with confusion and concern.
Yeah, there we go, guys. Like Liam said, tell us your comments in the comments section, and we'll be reading and replying to them. And it's a shame because, you know, I mean, I'm going to say I'm not like the biggest Life is Strange fan, right? I think that's sort of like you're the bigger fan than me, mate. But like, I do like the Max character. And it's just one of them where, you know, you get that feeling it's getting churned out, and it ultimately diminishes what's gone previous. But yeah, we'll have to see what they do in the future. But yeah, there we go, guys. Like I said, comments in the comment section, and we will see you in the next one. Keep an eye out for more double exposure videos as well.
Bye, guys. Take care.